Welcome back, everybody, to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnaughts. Grumpy Grandpa Gaming, and this is episode 6, our Italian Legendary campaign. So you can see here, we're opening up straight into a battle, as I forgot to start recording before I hit the next turn button, so no backsies in my game. So we're going to be opening this up with small fleet action here. The battleship Augustus, heavy cruiser Tanaro, light cruisers Torrent, San Jacinto 2, Arkham Knight 2, and 5 destroyers going up against 2 battleships, Prince Eugen, Battleship Frederick, heavy cruisers Brigands, Tiger, and a quad of torpedo boats. Looks like it's happening up here in the northern Adriatic. So we're going to jump right into this fight, and then we'll hit the recap after there. So we've engaged the Austrian fleet at a range of about 13 kilometers with our 13-inch guns. Lucky number right there. Just trying to close the distance a little bit more now. And I'm trying something a little different with my battle line layout here, as I've mixed the lights and the heavies behind the battleship, with the light following the battleship, the heavy behind that. And like there would be another heavy if it was in action right now. It was damaged in the last turn. So just to see if I can mix up the light and heavy guns for defense purposes. Not exactly for attacking the enemy ship, but for defensive purposes against the torpedo boats. I still have the destroyers on screen. Possibly, maybe they won't do something stupid and charge into the center of the enemy fleet again, but I'm kind of doubtful. Let's get focused fully on the battleship. No, as long as the 13s are focused on the battleship, I'm happy. They hit, but they were both blocked. Nice. Like my destroyer's gonna be doing just that. These things are starting to get a little more expensive to replace with the losses. Gotta be a little more careful with them. Fired. Just keep running down the line here. Aquila, you're falling out of formation. So will the Piccolo. Let's just break you off. Get out of there. Aquila, let's just break you out too. Last 3 in against the battleships. And is Piccolo about to eat a friendly torpedo? Are you kidding me? Well, it's already fired. Everybody, aim your torps at the Frederick, please. Yours out yet, huh? There you go. Kind of going to go back to my old tactics of fire the torps and run. turn you off. I want to get some shots in at the Prince Eugen. Oh, they're right on top of my battle line. Holy crap. They came in right on me. My battle line's about to eat friendly torpedoes. Shit. Not paying attention to that. I didn't realize how close in they got. Still, none of those torpedoes hit, but we're bringing the Frederick down, so I need to drop some into the Eugen. This is just a weird start to this episode, I can tell you that. Yeah, Frederick's not long for the world. Just gotta slow down the Eugen here. Make sure she takes some proper hits. Let's get an aggressive launch out. There we go. Don't be duds. I have the faster flying torpedoes now, so they can dud more. 2 good hits, nice. And the engine's damaged, perfect. Let's focus on the Eugen. Everybody else has got the Frederick. She's about done. She's continuing to lose float. Very good. I think this battle line was effective in removing their torpedo boats early on. I didn't pay too much attention to those as commanding the destroyers, but they did all go down pretty fast. So I think mixing the lights in with the heavier guns is probably a good call. We'll try it again. That sounded worse than it was. now, basically a sitting duck. Not losing her float fast enough for me, though. Ooh, Gennaro took a hit. That fish out. Let's see if we can send her down to the bottom now. Making more float. Very good. Listen to those rounds ricochet. Ooh. I think that'll be a screenshot for this one. I finished her off. Laid out some damage before she went down, though. Let's catch up to these heavies. Let's just focus on the T-Heavies. It's probably going to be laid up a while after this fight. Ooh, good hit. There she goes. Seeing this torpedo boat here. I'm not sure if he's sunk or not. If she wants to get away to tell the tale, she may. Faster than 12 because it's an hour right now. Let's get you out of formation. Need her getting away from us. I have a feeling this is going to take a few minutes longer, so I won't hold you here for this. I was right, that took about another 10-15 minutes to run down that heavy cruiser. She was doing her damnedest to get away from us. And one torpedo boat did get away from the fight, sadly, so we didn't get everything. Took down 2 battleships, 2 heavy cruisers, and 3 torpedo boats for a score of 31,377. Did air 168 for knocking some of our crew overboard. So I'm happy with those results. Alright, now we got that initial action out of the way. It's actually now November of 1910, and the war with the Austrians is still grinding on. They are still running their offensive into northern Italy, which we are starting to grind to a slower advance as we've knocked down enough of their ships to lower their logistics, and knocking down what we just did should lower their logistics even more. Right now they said 76%. It should be even lower after that battle, where ours sits at 50%. So we can probably grind them to a halt. They have 15 active ships left in their fleet. 1 battleship, 10 heavy cruisers, 1 light, and 3 torpedo boats. We don't really see the heavy cruisers come out too much, as I think the Austrians are just afraid to fight with them. And for good reason when you look at their designs. I do need this war to end as quickly as possible, down to a 1% growth on our GDP. And we do have a war looming with, I believe, Britain coming up, or the United Kingdom, or the British Empire for the time period. And they have a GDP of 433 billion now, growth of 11% a year. So kind of scary. With 95 ships in their fleet. Yeah, and they're looking to go to war with us next. They're negative 76 with us, and for some reason the Chinese are looking to pick a fight with us, I think, also. Well, they were. Looks like our relations have improved. Okay. Right now it looks like it's either going to be Spain or Britain next, or both at the same time. Either way, I'm not looking too forward to that, though. Spain's not much of an issue. They only have the 1 province left, though. I guarantee, let's take a look. They probably have a better army logistics than we do. Almost. And they got 60. How the hell there are 465 ships in their fleet with what territory they have? I have no clue. So, yeah. 1 convoy mission left for this turn. All CLs. Only 1 of mine. Of Aroma 3. Aroma. There's a Turin. Might be able to win this for sheer weight of firepower. These are all Portuguese, right? Or Egyptian. They're all Egyptian, I bet. Yes, they are. And Mexico just pulled out of its trade agreement with us. We're down a minor ally. Do I want to risk their ships? As much as I want to drop these heavies. I'm not a fan of risking my ally ships. If there's like 1 or 2 supporting, yeah. But not this large of a group of allied ships. I'm too worried about losing them. So we're going to skip on this one and move on to the next turn. All right, we do have a peace deal with Austria. And we're only getting money out of it. $1 billion, but that's better than nothing. Just didn't have the tonnage necessary to run an invasion against them. Like a cannoli, I'll sell you that. That's fine by me. As long as this war is finished, I'm kind of happy. Let's get reset for the next one. I knew I wasn't going to be able to grab any of these without a land invasion, and it was still looking iffy up here. If we could have beaten back their land invasion and started a counterattack, I would have kept the war going a bit longer. But not with Italy and Spain, the British Empire and Spain breathing down our necks. All right. I think I'll come on back in with the next incident if something happens. All right, it's now July of 1912, and we are back at war with the British Empire. And they started by immediately launching an assault out of British East Africa into Italian Somaliland, and an attack out of South Sudan into Sudan. So I have both my fleets right now rushing down and around to British East Africa to see if we can't start a naval invasion of this port here, as we do have the tonnage for it now. Or I'm hoping at least we'll have the tonnage in the region to start that. We're not going to be able to do a naval invasion of South Sudan, and I'm not rushing around to the western coast of Africa starting invasions there, as they are not a priority. But I might just do that, just to start nipping away at the rest of what Britain has in Africa, because they don't have much left after what between Germany and France, there's not much left to grab up down there. On top of that, we've actually just taken Lebanon. Our government decided to launch an invasion into there, and we just took it this turn. So we are slowly increasing our hold along the Mediterranean. So right now I'm thinking hopefully we can start an naval invasion here at British East Africa. If we cannot, I'm going to turn my ships around and bring them back to either grab Cyprus or Malta. Possibly both, hopefully. We do have the tonnage now in the water for it. So I'll be back with the next major war development. All right, it's now April of 1913, and we've actually very quickly managed to get the British to the peace table without even ever engaging their fleets. As we managed to take British East Africa and Zanzibar, which was right there next door to it. It's a small island. It's kind of hard to notice on the map. So we took that from them very quickly and very easily. So they are now at the peace deal with us. And war score isn't really high enough for us to grab anything else in Africa, except for, I'm thinking about grabbing the South Georgia, South Sandwich Islands. We're only going to get 185 million out of the peace deal. Might as well grab something else out of it. SGSI is not someplace I'm looking to defend, but it could give us a coaling station that's on the western coast of Africa for future use. So we're going to propose that in the peace treaty. And they gave it to us. $122 million. Nice. On top of that, a turn after we went to war with the British Empire, the Soviet Union jumped in. So there is that. I was about to launch a naval invasion of Victoria of the Seychelles also, but yeah, I'll take the peace deal because they were actually just about to. They would have taken Sudan from us another turn or two. So jumping to the peace deal now is much, much better for us. Now I get my fleets back to refuel. Actually, is this a bigger port down here? Wait, I thought we took Zanzibar. I guess we did not. Could have sworn we grabbed that. Oh well. Send you guys back to Berbera. Start refueling. Why is it not going to let me? Because there's a Russian fleet right there. That shouldn't be stopping us. All right, move there. I'm going to start moving. I'm going to move this fleet back up to Catania to refuel. And you're going around that way. Why? Because there is Russian ships here. Okay. Can't see them underneath the other ships. Let's start. I should be able to move into the Red Sea. These guys should not be blocking me like that. We're not at war with France. What is going on? Let's just move you a little bit then. Like right there. Don't need the two fleets mixing together. See what happens next turn. That's a little weird. But mostly I'm just going to go refuel my ships and now rush them up into the Black Sea and see if we can't grab. I don't want to really grab any of the lands in here. It's outside of what I consider to be my sphere of influence for this campaign. But hopefully we can start engaging the Russian fleet up. They do have some stuff out here, but not much. I don't think they have enough out here to want to engage one of my fleets. That's the thing. But we'll see how it goes. All right, it's now July of 1914. We've been at war with the Soviet Union for a full year. They've still not. Their fleets have been actively avoiding us, but the San Jacinto II and the Agordat, which is one of our Egyptian allies, like cruisers, have run down the Gryden and the Rus. Who's this belong to? the Ottoman Empire, who I actually just turned down the naval invasion on because they needed way too much tonnage for the naval invasion. So my government's actually eyeing up invading the Ottoman Empire right now. So let's jump into this fight because we just haven't had any fights with the Russians yet. Sadly, I was really hoping to get a fight out of that one, but the Soviet Navy decides to withdraw throughout the entire fight, and I never actually got sight of them. They just stayed ahead of us the entire time, so we must have been moving at about equal speeds. After about 20 minutes in the end game, or end battle button came on, I just took it. I'm like, I'm never going to catch them. So we have taken Georgia, and we're now launching both a land and naval invasion of southern Russia, which we could use. As much as I did not want to start taking away the Black Sea from the Russians, and because I don't want to operate in the area, and I do not want to go into a conflict with Germany anytime soon, looks like that's coming anyway. So we have a land invasion of southern Russia plus a naval invasion. Naval invasion only has 78% chance to succeed, but I'm hoping with the two of these together, we can hopefully take it down, because that would be a big grab for us, especially since they have oil. I don't think we have any other provinces that are producing oil right now. We do not. So this would be a good grab for us. Now, another note, the Germans and the French are fighting each other once again. And Germany was running kind of wild throughout Africa because of that. Now the French are starting to push back. It's kind of a back and forth between the two of them. And Germany's launched a second invasion of northern France. So this has turned into a very bloody battlefield. World War I has kicked off in a weird way. Thankfully, we're staying out of it so far, but for some reason, the French look trying to drag us into it against them. And I just don't want to be involved in the conflict. I think it would be a good time to be grabbing stuff from France. Actually, probably an excellent time, because they had over 200 ships not that long ago. Now they're down to 111. Army logistics at 100%, but if we can knock down more of their fleet. Ooh, maybe we should jump in on this. We got to finish up with Russia first. I need a few years of peace. My economy is trashing. I've already gone broke once. Thankfully, we have the naval prestige to eat that up. But only for so long before we get less and less. So, yeah, I need at least 2 years of peace, possibly 3, to get our economy running again. So we need to finish this war with Russia. All right, it's now January of 1915, and we have secured southern Russia, and have actually just started. I just noticed this launched a land invasion from Georgia into Azerbaijan. Good luck with that, Army. Good luck with that. Couldn't take southern Russia without us, and not going to take Azerbaijan without us. Okay, so we have launched a naval invasion of Ukraine. I did that on accident. I did not want to launch a naval invasion in Ukraine, but since we're doing it, we're going to go do it. I don't think we're going to have enough tonnage to pull it off anyway. I wanted to invade Crimea and leave Ukraine as it was, as a buffer state between us and Germany. I don't think we're going to succeed anyway. And the Soviet fleet is still avoiding us. And like I said, I do need this war to end soon, as our economy is now growing at less than 0.5% a year right now. So we need peace as soon as possible. As you can see, we were doing fairly well for ourselves in our initial objectives. We're not growing in Africa as quickly as I'd wanted to, or the Mediterranean itself. But grabbing southern Russia, Georgia, and possibly grabbing Azerbaijan, I don't think we'll get it. That's a big grab for us, especially because that's our first oil-producing province. And it's worth $2 billion right now. So that should start... That will really help our economy a lot going forward. But I do believe it's a good place to end this episode, so we can open up the next episode with the 1915 refits. And we did open up some new technologies for us to play with, so I'm looking forward to that. So once again, if you're a new viewer, return viewer, you're not yet subscribed, please think about that subscribe button. If you do, mount that bell icon so the next video comes out. Following along the series and enjoying it, don't forget to drop an AP shell on that like button, HE shell into that comment section. And I will see you all at the next episode. Stay grumpy.